When you listened to today's podcast, the first thing we gave you was the ultimate truth formula. Remember? Our theme music with the Dvadasakshara mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If you use it according to the directions, you will realize, not know, not understand, but directly realize all the transcendental knowledge we discussed today, and much, much more. All you have to do is use it according to the instructions I gave you in the other sessions of this blog, and it will work. For detailed instructions, watch the video, and there's a link to the video on the blog. Is this simple mantra really the ultimate absolute truth? We, the master teachers and initiates of the esoteric teaching, know that it is. Through deep study and realization of ancient spiritual traditions such as the Vedas, we have discovered a source of spiritual truth more ancient, accurate, and complete than any other. The existence of writings such as the Vedas can only be explained by the pre-existence of a source of infinite knowledge and intelligence much higher than human, whose knowledge can be transmitted to receptive souls through direct mystic illumination. This is the ultimate truth formula, the self-revelation of the esoteric teaching. I invite you to experience this remarkable phenomenon for yourself by becoming an initiate of the esoteric teaching. So, the supreme absolute truth is expressed in the form of mantras. And these mantras, these Sanskrit poetic sutras, haiku from the spiritual world, they contain the absolute truth in a very highly compressed form. So just like when we download a compressed file on our computer, then we have to run a program to decompress it so that we can use it. Similarly, in order to understand the knowledge contained in the mantra, you have to chant that mantra and hear it and meditate on it for some time. And since the amount of knowledge compressed in the mantra is tremendously significant, it does take some time to actually realize the effects of the mantra. I remember one time in Hawaii, I met a young man at the beach, and some friends of mine, some students of mine actually, introduced me to him as a spiritual teacher. And so he said, well, what do you teach? I said, I teach chanting the name of God as a path to spiritual realization. And he said, oh, I tried that one time and it didn't work. And I had to laugh. Yeah, okay, you chanted the mantra one time and nothing happened. So you think it doesn't work. Okay. Well, that's because the mantra isn't a material thing. It's not like taking a pill or some drug that changes your consciousness temporarily. The mantra changes your consciousness permanently, but it does it relatively slowly. So one has to chant the mantra according to the instructions given in the scriptures. In other words, rise before dawn, take a bath, offer some prayers, sit down in front of the altar and chant with concentration. Take initiation from a spiritual master, become vegetarian, and give up all nonsense activities, become serious and focused, and devote significant time and resources to serving the mission of the spiritual master, and then the meaning of the mantra will manifest in your heart. Why? Because these are the instructions given in the scriptures for realizing the meaning of the mantra. And you'll find, if you follow these instructions, that it does happen fairly quickly, at least in the beginning. And then there's a longer process of deep purification that goes on over a few years. But then at some point, you have to just sit down and really immerse yourself in the mantra to make that final breakthrough. And we cover all of these different stages of self-realization in the esoteric teaching. The 3 levels or circles of the teaching, the gates of the teaching, certain experiences that you have to pass through in order to realize particular things, and so on and so forth. So everything you need to know to implement the mantra is inherent in the structure of the esoteric teaching program. And everything you need to do is inherent in the structure of the student-teacher relationship that's given in the scriptures of the teaching. Now, we didn't make these up. These are ancient Vedic scriptures, and they give this process by which you can realize the knowledge compressed in the mantra. So the mantra is very powerful. It's coming from spiritual sources. We don't make these things up. We can't. Or if we did, they wouldn't work. But myself and initiates of my school, we've been chanting this mantra for 20, 30 years now, and still getting more and more out of it. So I'm here to tell you that this thing works. Now, when I say that all knowledge is contained in the mantra, I don't mean that you can chant this mantra and get the winner of next year's Kentucky Derby, okay? Just like when you go up in a jet plane, you're at 30,000 feet, and you're looking down, and you can see everything from a very high level, okay? It's not that you can see individual people walking around on the streets and recognize them and say, oh, there's Joe Smo, see? No. So similarly, when you are chanting a mantra, especially like this Dvadasakshara mantra, very high mantra, it gives you a very high level view of everything. So you can see everything, just like from the jet plane at altitude. It's not that you can see little individual facts of knowledge, like, how far does an electron travel in 1 microsecond? You can't see stuff like that. But you can see the big things, the purpose of life, the meaning of your existence, the real meaning of love, and how to attain it. All these things become manifest to you. Well, how? Directly through the heart. So it's not like we're going out and reading books and coming up with a theory, and then we believe the theory, and so, to us it's knowledge. No. We are chanting this mantra in accordance with ancient instructions, and it reveals this knowledge directly in our hearts. Now, this is something that if you haven't experienced it, might be a little bit difficult to understand, but that's how the mantra works. You can look on our forum, and there are posts there from people who are chanting the mantra, and they're saying things like this. We're not just, this isn't just sales talk. This is for real. So we ask you, actually we beg you, please take this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and it will show you so many things it would be impossible to describe, things that only you can know, like the meaning of your life and the identity of your perfect body. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of My Perfect Body. This is David Hughes, your host, reminding you to visit us on the web at esotericteaching.org, where you can purchase the complete Esoteric Teaching Introductory Seminar DVD and many CDs of transcendental music and mantras.